The Life of Minato Namikaze, updated. Minato Namikaze was the fourth Hokage of Konohagakure. He was renowned all over the world as Konoha's Yellow Flash. He died during the Nine-Tailed Demon Fox's attack, sacrificing his life to seal a part of the Nine Tails into his newborn son, Naruto Uzumaki. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Minato Namikaze. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. We've noticed that a lot of our viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so even if you think you are, make sure that you click that subscribe button if you want to see all of the videos from us. It really helps the channel out a lot. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Early life. Minato entered Konoha's academy with the dream of earning the village's respect and recognition by becoming Hokage. When Kushina Uzumaki moved to Konoha, she was placed in the same class as Minato. Minato was immediately drawn to her bright red hair, finding it beautiful. Minato was a natural prodigy as a ninja, the likes of which appears only once in a generation. When he was added to a Genin unit, Team 6, under the leadership of Jiraiya, the Sannin took a special interest in Minato and took him on as his apprentice, teaching him many of his own signature abilities. In time, Minato's exceptional skills led Jiraiya to believe that he might be the child of prophecy, someone who would someday save the world. Years later, after they graduated and became ninja, Kushina was kidnapped by Kumogakure forces. Konoha mobilized its ninja to retrieve her, but only Minato noticed the strands of red hair Kushina had left behind to mark their path. Minato, acting alone, rescued her from her captors. On their way back to Konoha, Minato confessed his admiration for her hair and her strength, causing Kushina, who had previously believed Minato unreliable and even girly, to fall in love with him. Konoha's Yellow Flash. Minato and Kushina were a couple from the time that he rescued her, and with his love, Kushina was able to keep the Nine Tails sealed within her at bay. To aid in this goal, Minato was taught many sealing techniques from both Kushina and Jiraiya. When Konoha became involved in the Third Shinobi World War, Minato's obligations became split between his efforts to protect Kushina and helping with the war effort. During a confrontation against Han and Roshi, the two Iwanin unleashed their Tailed Beast modes to attack the Konoha team with their Tailed Beast balls. As Roshi and Han are about to launch their Tailed Beast balls, Jiraiya orders Minato to warp their squad to safety, the future Fourth Hokage being amazed at the Tailed Beast's power. After Minato warped himself and his team to safety, Minato took inspiration from the Tailed Beast Ball, researching its nature, and began a 3-year process of creating the Rasengan. In Konoha, Kushina jolts awake from a nightmare where the Nine Tails goaded her into freeing it. She laments how she can't be alone with Minato due to her bodyguards watching her every step. Excited at the idea of a training session with him, Kushina's hopes are shattered when he tells her that he intends to train elsewhere for a new technique, and she can't follow him outside of the sealing barrier. Remembering her predecessor's words to her, Kushina decides to defy orders and binds her guards, who comment on how her chains are getting stronger as she grows older. Once out of the sealing barrier, the Nine Tails laughs at the Jinchuriki's foolishness. Jiraiya assists Minato in creating his new jutsu, but their efforts prove fruitless as the chakra is too unstable. The Toad Sage talks about the link between one's chakra rotation and the way one's hair grows, but his student has 2 hair whorls which go both ways. A flash of inspiration allows Minato to finally stabilize the new jutsu, but his naming sense leaves much to be desired. After his teacher leaves on a mission, Minato is joined by Kushina, who pretends the third Hokage gave her permission to be outside the barrier, and apologizes for yelling at him. The Yellow Flash says it's he who should apologize because he wanted to complete the new technique for her. The Nine Tails forces its chakra out of Kushina's body, triggering the Tailed Beast transformation and wounding Minato in the process. The fox goads its host into unsealing it, but its attempts are restrained by a sealing jutsu from Minato. Thinking back to Mito's words and hearing Minato affirm his love for her, Kushina unleashes her chains on the Tailed Beast, managing to regain consciousness. Enraged by the two's efforts, the Nine Tails forces Kushina to undergo version 2, piercing Minato in the abdomen, but the future Hokage manages to enter into Kushina's mind world and attack the fox with his new technique, assisted by her. Minato wakes up in the hospital with Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kushina at his side. Kushina decides to think of a name for his new jutsu and brings him to the same place Mito showed her long ago. As they go up the staircase, Kushina suggests Rasengan, looking at her lover's face lining up with those on the Hokage rock. Minato and Kushina would eventually marry each other. After proving himself an accomplished and responsible ninja, Minato was placed in charge of his own team, consisting of Rin Nohara, Obito Uchiha, and Kakashi Hatake. In the anime, the third Hokage gave Minato the special task of helping Kakashi overcome the bitterness caused by his father's death, and reminded him of the human element of being a ninja. Minato gave his team a bell test upon its formation in order to teach them the value of teamwork. Minato often held back less against the prodigious Kakashi than with Rin and Obito, so they couldn't obtain the bells without teamwork. Unfortunately, Kakashi realized this and then only used Obito and Rin as means to an end to obtain the bells. Nonetheless, he passed them because they accomplished the goal of the test by working as a team, although he did encourage them to improve their teamwork afterwards, a message that Obito and Rin took to heart but fell on deaf ears with Kakashi. During a mission into Kusagakure to destroy the Kanabi Bridge, Minato transferred leadership of the mission to Kakashi, who had recently become a Jonin, while he headed to the front lines. He met up with the surviving and outnumbered Konoha ninja and single-handedly wiped out the opposing Iwagakure forces. In the anime, his victory in this battle against 1,000 ninja convinced the 3rd Tsuchikage to accept the peace treaty. When he rendezvoused with his team afterwards, he found Kakashi and Rin surrounded by Iwanin, Obito having already been lost. He rescued them, helped them complete their original mission once they recovered, and returned to Konoha with them to mourn Obito. Minato's competing obligations would later repeat the tragedy of Obito's death. While he was away on another mission, Rin was kidnapped by Kirigakure and died during Kakashi's attempt to revive her. Minato encountered A of Kumogakure a number of times during the war. During their first meeting, Minato and A fought with their speed, with Minato proving faster. He received orders to retreat before their competition could resolve, but he lingered to compliment A and his brother B, a Jinchuriki like Kushina. He encouraged A to take care of B and remember he was a person. A pursued Minato, so Minato moved against B, threatening to kill him if A didn't let him and his team go. Minato was confident that he and A would someday meet as Kage. Fourth Hokage. For his performance during the war, Minato was chosen over Orochimaru to become the 4th Hokage. He taught the Flying Thunder God technique to the Hokage Guard platoon to better aid them in their duties of serving the Hokage at any given time. In the anime, he also tried to help Kakashi, now an Anbu, emerge from the darkness he'd fallen into after Obito and Rin's deaths. During the gradual transfer of responsibilities from the 3rd Hokage to him, the 3rd advised Minato to restore Kakashi's value of life by tasking him with protecting Kushina during her pregnancy. As a Jinchuriki, the strain of childbirth would weaken the seal, keeping the Nine Tails sealed into Kushina. For that reason, special precautions had to be taken. The child would be secretly delivered in a remote location outside of the village, with barriers around the area and several Anbu guards as extra protection. Minato was not greatly worried about the birth, and in fact gave Kakashi the day off in gratitude for his good work. He and Kushina had already decided on a name for their son, Naruto, after the main character of Jiraiya's first book, hoping that their Naruto would be just as determined as the character, and thus its author. Jiraiya tried to convince them to make a different choice, since that would make him Naruto's godfather, but they insisted that this was a good thing. Naruto was born on the night of October 10th. Only moments after the birth, Minato began making preparations to restore the Nine Tails' weakened seal, but he was interrupted by the arrival of a masked man, otherwise known as Tobi. Tobi killed the Anbu guards and midwives and took the newborn Naruto hostage, threatening to kill him if Minato didn't back away from Kushina. Minato immediately took Naruto back from him, yet discovered explosive tags had been placed on the baby. Minato was forced to teleport away to keep Naruto from harm, allowing Tobi to escape with Kushina. He found a safe place for Naruto and teleported to Kushina in time to save her from being killed by the Nine Tails, extracted from her body by Tobi. He reunited mother and son before heading out to protect the village. Minato returned to the village in the early stages of the Nine Tails attack on Konoha, arriving in time to teleport away a tailed beast ball before it destroyed the Hokage rock. He attempted to reach the 3rd Hokage so that he could inform him of what happened, but was interrupted by Tobi, who tried to warp him away. Minato reacted in time to escape, but Tobi pursued him. Because Tobi was controlling the Nine Tails' actions, defeating him was of prime importance in order to save Konoha. Minato initially struggled to successfully strike him, but after several failed attacks, he finally hit him with a Rasengan and branded him with a Flying Thunder God seal, allowing him to teleport to Tobi whenever he wanted. He then used a contract seal on Tobi to release the Nine Tails from his control, forcing him to flee. No longer being controlled, the Ninetales began retreating from the village, though it continued to attack the Konoha ninja that pursued it. As it prepared another tailed beast ball, Minato once again arrived in time to stop it, this time by dropping Gamabunta on top of it. He had Gamabunta keep it restrained while he gathered the chakra needed to transport the Ninetales to Naruto and Kushina's location, the farthest from the village he could get. Kushina restrained it and erected a barrier so that it couldn't escape while they decided what to do. Already dying from the Ninetales removal, Kushina offered to have it sealed back into her so it would die with her. Minato rejected this, believing the Ninetales' power would be needed in the future if and when Tobi struck again. Remembering Jiraiya's words about the Child of Prophecy, Minato decided to believe that Naruto was the child and that he would someday save the world. To prepare Naruto for this, Minato would make Naruto the Ninetales' new Jinchuriki so he could make use of its strength. Because the Ninetales chakra was too immense to seal into an infant, Minato used the Dead Demon Consuming Seal to cut its chakra in half, sealing the yin half into himself. Realizing what they were planning, the Ninetales tried to kill Naruto, but Minato and Kushina used themselves as shields. With his last ounce of strength, Minato summoned Garatora, gave him the key to the seal that he would use on Naruto, and sent him to Jiraiya. Meanwhile, Kushina told Naruto how much his parents loved him, which Minato seconded. He sealed the Ninetales yang half into Naruto, weaving Kushina's chakra into the seal so that she could someday assist Naruto with learning to control the Ninetales and its chakra. He mingled in some of his own chakra too, programming it to activate if the seal was ever about to break so that he could restore it. Seeing the third Hokage nearby, Minato communicated to him a final request for the villagers of Konoha, to think of Naruto as a hero and not the container of the monster that caused so much death and destruction. With that, his soul was consumed by the Shinigami, ending Minato's life. Naruto Shippuden the movie, The Lost Tower. 20 years in the past, Minato and Kakashi are part of a team sent to Roran to stop Mukade, a missing nin from the future, from using the source of the Ryumyaku to make a puppet army that will conquer the 5 great shinobi countries. When they arrive in Roran, they meet Naruto, who Minato realizes is also from the future. Minato tries to get Naruto to leave so that he won't tell them anything that will change the future. However, Naruto believes Minato and his team mean to kill the Queen of Roran, Sara, and attacks them until he recognizes Minato as the 4th Hokage. In the interest of preventing Naruto from saying anything about events that haven't happened yet, Minato instructs him to protect Sara, also giving him a Flying Thunder God kunai just in case. When Naruto and Sara later fight Mukade, Minato and his team arrive to help. Mukade fuses with his puppets, becoming a giant puppet monster using the Ryumyaku's power. While Sara tries to cut off the Ryumyaku at its source, Minato and Naruto attack him, the former being surprised when the latter uses Rasengan. The attack fails and Naruto is left exhausted, so Minato lends him some of his own and advises him on where Mukade's weak points are. Realizing that Naruto is his son and that they therefore have similar chakra, they're able to create the Supreme Ultimate Rasengan and defeat Mukade. After Minato seals off the Ryumyaku completely, Naruto begins to glow as he starts to return to his own time. Naruto tries to fight it, wanting to talk to Minato and warn him about what will happen, but Minato refuses. Naruto asks if there's at least a chance that Minato is his father, to which Minato responds that if he ever had a son, he wishes he would be just like Naruto. Naruto smiles and sheds tears of joy before being sent back to the future. Minato wipes everyone's memory so that their meeting Naruto won't change the future. Pain's assault. During his fight with Pain, Naruto is nearly tempted by the Ninetales to remove its seal. This activates the safeguard Minato placed on it, causing his imprint to appear within Naruto's subconscious and stop him. Minato says that he isn't happy to see the Ninetales again, but at the same time admits that its actions have allowed him to see his son. Naruto picks up on this and, having never known his parents' identities, is overjoyed to meet his father. The Ninetales keeps threatening to kill Minato while they talk, so he and Naruto relocate. Naruto is angry that his own father would seal the Ninetales within him and punches Minato out of frustration, which he understands and apologizes for. He quickly gets over it, noting that as the son of the 4th Hokage, he can handle it. Minato's time with Naruto is limited, so he does a quick rundown of the things he has already observed through Naruto. That Pain has destroyed Konoha and killed Jiraiya. Despite what he's done, Minato suggests that Pain is only a symptom of the shinobi system, and that he's being taken advantage of by Tobi. Naruto is overwhelmed, unsure if he could forgive Pain or do anything to stop the cycle of hatred that produced him, but Minato responds that he has faith in Naruto. He restores the Ninetales seal before disappearing. Road to Ninja Naruto the movie. In the alternate world, Minato never became Hokage, and therefore he and Kushina did not die on the night of their son, Menma's birth. While essentially the same as his real-world counterpart, kind, courageous, and dutiful, this Minato values his family's safety above all else, choosing to put their well-being before all others. Power. In the anime, when Naruto nearly loses control after his clone absorbs the Nine-Tails chakra, Minato appears before him again to restore the seal. Once again, Minato voices his confidence in his son and his ability to overcome any adversity. Fourth Shinobi World War. Climax. At the request of Sasuke Uchiha, Orochimaru releases the souls of the first 4 Hokage from the stomach of the Shinigami so that he can reincarnate them. After taking in their surroundings, the first and second Hokage are excited to meet Minato, the fourth, and take him as a sign of the village's prosperity. Minato says he does not know, since he died before the third Hokage did. While Sasuke talks to the first Hokage, Minato detects Naruto's chakra and is glad to sense that he has gained full control of the Nine-Tails. From listening to the 4 Hokage, Sasuke decides to side against Tobi and Madara in the ongoing Fourth Shinobi World War. The Hokage are allowed to help as well, and they set out for the site of the allied shinobi forces' battle with the Ten-Tails. Minato, eager to see Naruto, arrives first, just in time to warp away the Ten-Tails' tailed beast ball, saving Naruto and the allies. He introduces himself to Sakura Haruno and asks if she's Naruto's girlfriend. Sakura becomes angry and hits Naruto due to his answer, reminding Minato of Kushina. When the other Hokage arrive, they jointly erect a barrier to confine the Ten-Tails. Sometime later, Tobi appears above the Ten-Tails and begins reviving Madara, which the Alliance focuses its efforts on preventing. Minato cannot leave his position or the barrier will fall, so he sends a shadow clone to help. Because Tobi is still branded with the Flying Thunder God seal from their last encounter, the shadow clone is able to teleport to him and strike him down. It's only after he attacks that he realizes Tobi is his old student, Obito Uchiha. The attack ends up coming too late, and Obito seals the Ten-Tails into himself, becoming its new Jinchuriki. After Obito destroys the barrier, the first and second engage him to determine his new abilities, leaving Minato to get everyone else to a safe distance. Birth of the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki. Minato joins the offensive against Obito. He can no longer teleport directly to Obito because the Flying Thunder God seal has disappeared from his body, so he must engage him directly. Just before they clash, Obito, having until now struggled to control the Ten-Tails' power, finally masters it and strikes at Minato. He severs Minato's right arm and plants a truth-seeking ball on him, which Tobirama teleports away before it detonates. Minato, the second, Naruto, and Sasuke coordinate their efforts to attack Obito with Flying Thunder God mutually instantaneous revolving technique, but Obito emerges without damage. What's more, Minato's arm has not regenerated, indicating that Obito's truth-seeking balls can nullify the advantages of the impure world reincarnation. Obito traps the Alliance in his own barrier and prepares to destroy them all with a barrage of tailed beast balls. With little time to act, Naruto forms a plan. He and Minato link their respective Kurama's chakra, which networks in all of the allied forces that Naruto has shared his chakra with, and lets Minato teleport all of them outside of the barrier. Minato is very impressed by Naruto's quick thinking, and says he wishes he had more time to talk to him. Naruto explains that there's no need, as he's already met Kushina and heard everything. Minato is moved to tears with pride. Having learned that Obito is susceptible to Senjutsu, Minato prepares for an assault while Naruto enters Sage Mode. They both then enter Tailed Beast Mode and attack with a combined Rasengan, breaking Obito's defense and forcing him to manifest the Ten-Tails tree form. They evade the tree's roots, but Minato's chakra levels are severely depleted. He's forced to keep his distance and watch as Naruto leads the allied shinobi in another assault against Obito. When the Alliance starts to strip the tailed beasts from Obito's body, Minato helps Naruto pull out all the fragments of Kurama's chakra that Obito has taken, and ultimately they succeed. Obito is unable to move after his defeat, and Kakashi moves in to kill him. Minato stops him, having sensed Obito's change of heart while he was removing Kurama's chakra. While Naruto and the allies leave to confront Madara, Minato and Kakashi stay with Obito. Obito reflects on his actions and decides he has done terrible things, which he wants to make amends for by using the Samsara of Heavenly Life technique to revive those he's killed. While he's forming the hand seals, Black Zetsu emerges from the ground and takes control of his body. Minato and Kakashi are confused, so Obito explains that he's been forced to revive Madara instead. Black Zetsu also tries to take Obito's Rinnegan to deliver to Madara. Minato and Kakashi move to stop it, but can't do anything without harming Obito. Before Black Zetsu assumes full control of his body, Obito pleads with Minato and Kakashi to destroy the Rinnegan at any cost. Right before Minato can attack, Yin Kurama alerts him to Naruto's loss of Yang Kurama. He's soon brought to Minato's side, with Sakura performing emergency life support and Gaara explaining that the only chance of saving Naruto's life is if he's given Yin Kurama. Just as Minato starts the transfer, Black Zetsu intercepts him and takes Yin Kurama for itself. Madara arrives immediately afterwards, now the Ten Tails new Jinchuriki, and intent on taking Obito's Rinnegan. Minato enters Sage Mode and attacks him alongside Kakashi, but they're easily repelled and Minato loses his other arm. Before Madara can take what he wants, Obito reasserts control of his body, and with some help from Kakashi, escapes with Naruto and Sakura using Kamui. Might Guy arrives, ready to give his life to defeat Madara. With his energy and arms gone, Minato can do very little to help directly, but at least he can give Guy an opening. He instructs Rock Lee to throw one of his flying Thunder God kunai at Madara's truth-seeking balls, which Minato teleports to in order to catch several and escape with them, allowing Guy to initiate his assault. Minato, meanwhile, teleports to the Hokage Rock, where he remains with the inert truth-seeking balls. He later witnesses the other's failure when the Infinite Tsukiyomi is cast and Konoha's villagers are entwined by the god nativity of a world of trees. He attempts to cut some people from the tree but has no success as another branch simply forms and imprisons them again. Kaguya Otsutsuki strikes. Minato returns to the battlefield and reunites with the other Hokage, the only ones unaffected by the Infinite Tsukiyomi. As they try to figure out what they can do to help, the four Hokage are met by the spirit of the Sage of the Six Paths, who recruits their help. Combining efforts with the spirits of the other deceased Kage, they summon Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, Madara, and the tailed beasts back from Kaguya's dimension. Minato congratulates Naruto on finally ending the war and wishes him a happy 17th birthday. Happy with his son's prospects for the future, Minato and the other Kage are returned to the afterlife by the Sage of Six Paths, with Minato silently promising to tell Kushina everything that had occurred. Legacy. After Minato died, the third Hokage reported to the villagers Minato's last request that Naruto be regarded as a hero. Very few were able to separate their hatred of the Ninetales from Naruto, prompting the third to forbid anyone from speaking of the Ninetales, hoping that the younger generation would not blindly hate Naruto as the rest of the villagers did. He also concealed Naruto's relation to Minato in order to keep him safe from his father's enemies, and otherwise did his best to give Naruto a comfortable life. For years, Naruto did not know of his parents' identities, neither did most of Konoha. Even when he was not aware of his relation to Minato, Naruto still greatly admired the fourth Hokage, considering him a hero who gave his life for the village, and becoming overjoyed whenever their similarities were remarked upon. Before Naruto left Konoha to begin his training with Jiraiya, he looked at the fourth Hokage's face on the Hokage Rock and asked him to look after him. After learning that Minato was his father, Naruto took pride in it and felt that it was his responsibility to make his parents' sacrifice worth it. With Minato's death, the third was forced to resume his position as Hokage, a role he fulfilled until his death, never being able to find a replacement of Minato's caliber. Minato himself became regarded as the village's hero, and indeed one of the greatest ninja Konoha had ever produced. So much so that villagers would regret his death whenever tragedy struck the village. Because Minato was never able to tell anyone what happened during the Ninetales attack, villagers came to their own conclusions and the Uchiha were suspected of the act, creating ill will that would culminate in the Uchiha clan downfall. Jiraiya recognized that Minato would not have sealed the Ninetales into his own son unless he had a good reason, and that Minato intended Naruto to gain control of the Ninetales, but could never conclude why. After the end of the Fourth Shinobi World War, his student Kakashi Hatake became the 6th Hokage, and his son Naruto became the 7th. Several years after the war, Minato had 2 grandchildren, who inherited his prodigious talent. Personality. Despite his physical resemblance to Naruto, Minato's personality was considered by both Jiraiya and Tsunade to be the opposite of Naruto's. He was a very humble and collected man. Very perceptive and shrewd, he was noted as to not do something without a reason. He was well aware of the terror his reputation inspired in rival villages and would take advantage of it at times, but even then he would remain respectful to his opponents. A very polite individual, Minato would address others with the appropriate honorifics, directed even towards dangerous criminals such as Orochimaru. Minato also wouldn't pry into other people's personal affairs unless he felt it was necessary, and was not the type to hold grudges, only feeling sorry for Obito despite his role in his own and Kushina's deaths, dissuading Kakashi from killing him. If anything, Minato blames himself for his death for several reasons. He couldn't save Obito from the fate that corrupted him, Konoha from the difficulties that arose after his death, and even his own son from the painful and difficult life he suffered as a Jinchuriki orphan. Regardless of their differences, Naruto is not without any of his father's personality traits, Both have indomitable spirits and fierce ambitions that drive them through all their choices in life. Both are of unwavering loyalty to Konoha and their loved ones, friends, and family, and that devotion inspires all those around them. Like Naruto, Minato had the tendency to create questionable techniques, although in Minato's case, it was the pointlessly long-winded names he came up with rather than the actual techniques themselves. This was seen when he initially considered Halo Hair Hole of Jiraiya inspired by Frozen Dessert Twin-Style Sphere as the name for what he would eventually call the Rasengan.
Did you enjoy our video? Well then be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.